Welcome back to Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. Oh, and hey, you can see Rei, Rise, and Fuka all talking in the corner there. While Mitsuru and Naoto, I guess, the resident kind of brains of the groups, are both also talking. That's kind of cool. Anyway, last time we completed, as you can see, 22% of the group date cafe and encountered the spikes of SP Doom. But now, we're going to actually begin this one by doing a stroll. Like I said earlier, these are essentially base conversations.
Yo!
Well, I guess wouldn't know because she doesn't need to eat. A lot of people pointed that out regarding the takoyaki, but if you read the dialogue, I guess wasn't trying to eat the takoyaki, she was just trying to practice to see if she could pick them up with chopsticks without destroying them.
Oh-ho!
Well, again, doesn't really make sense for Aigis, because she doesn't really have a stomach that can growl. Don't think Naoto was anywhere nearby when they did their thing. Oh, of course, because she's in a lower class.
Let's see.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, surely that person is not standing right here in that very room. Actually, wait, no, Yosuke's idea was the beauty pageant, I think. Which the girls got epic revenge on him for, by the way.
Hey.
Yes.
Except for that clock tower is the major outlier. And the fact that the displays lead to gigantic labyrinths full of shadows, that probably wasn't in the real Yasogami High. Yeah, this is definitely more based on the P4 cast school. Shinjiro is pretty awesome. So, that's all. So, let's go and set up our party for the next expedition. And in fact, I think, I've had Rise on support for a little bit. Let's switch back over to Fuka, but I'll have to remember to switch back over to, switch Chimera back over to Fuka as well. Oh, we haven't actually healed. Might as well go ahead and heal. There are new requests. You generally get informed when new requests are available, but sometimes they just kind of show up there, so you'll want to check the nurse's office often. Anyway, so you're all level 14 to 13. So I want to take some people who are below that. Well, Zen and Rei are lower. They need to go in the party. And the rest of us here are pretty uniformly level 12, so I guess I'll be taking mostly P3 characters this time. Yeah, I'll actually bring Yukari here. Thankfully, I have a sub-persona with Hama, which is useful in this area, so won't need to worry too much about not having Ken. I suppose I can level up Akihiko and Aigis. Yeah, I am using mainly Persona 3 characters here, but I do want to get the levels caught up. So before I do Personas, I just want to see if I can fuse anything new in the Velvet Room. Actually, we have quite a few new things we can make. Berith and High Pixie. Medea's kind of nice, but I already have a skill card for that. And Rakam, again, I already have the skill card for that. So, overall, not exactly that amazing. Don't really want to get rid of Natataishi for a more magically inclined persona, though. You are kind of decent, though. You have Silent Circle, which, we haven't actually shown any circle attacks in this playthrough yet. I'll need to try to do that. However, a lot of this requires fusing personas that I have that are quite valuable to me, so I'll hold off on you for the time being. Archangel's kind of nice. Null Paralysis is pretty good. McCoy and Coop. That's not bad, actually. Although McCoy does give a big bonus to HP, but I suppose I can go with this, except that does mean I'm not passing down very many skills. What should I be passing down? I think I'll pass down Disarm and Pulimpa. And so we have Archangel. I think in one of the Persona games they actually messed up and gave Archangel's description to Angel. Right, I've always thought this persona looked really cool. I mean, I think its name just means Electric Beast or something, but I've always thought this one looked pretty cool in this game. As you can see, it has some electrical attacks. I still don't find the wall skills to be very useful. I have to get rid of Yuxini and Oberon for that, both of whom are very good, so... Actually, Raiju's a little better than Oberon at this point, but Oberon still has more room to learn skills. I might as well keep Oberon for the time being. Oh, right, I promised to buy back out of Garasu earlier, but I forgot to, because I really want Lethargy Circle. Lethargy Circle is a skill that I really like passing down. We can also get Alp and Valkyrie, but they're a little bit below us at this point in the game. So let's go and sell our items. Because we've got a whole bunch of items from the new dungeon, we're going to be unlocking a whole bunch of new equipment and items out of this. Yeah, quite a few different things here. You can also buy the Power Tusky now, which just gives a little bit of increase to strength. But we can also get Bat Charm to increase magic, and wow, there are actually quite a few things that we can get here, but these require more things. Reduces chance of agility bind can be nice sometimes, but for now I think that's a little bit expensive for us. Might want to save up for this. We don't really need this until a bit later on, but I still like to have it anyway. Any better armor we can get for people? Actually, considerably better armor, though it is pretty expensive. Unfortunately, Aegis doesn't have access to better things. If I get 2 more Idol Veils, she will have better stuff. Well, since Akihiko's going to be on the front line, he might as well take this. And the line I think is not that great right now, so I might as well sell it. Okay, you have access to better things now. I would have access to that, except it's only 5 points of defense more. Yeah, I'd probably rather buy this, except that's going to cost me most of my money. I'm going to need to make back a lot more in this dungeon session. Twin Jackets does give a nice boost to things, but I may as well sell that. And, yeah, we are running quite low on stuff. Do I play somewhere that I actually have Goho M? I think you can get it for 100 or less anyway. Yeah, I have one. And I still have some a revival bead. And the Mucker Jam skill card. I'm not really sure who to use that one on. Oh, by the way, just as a proof of concept, you can't use skill cards on Zen and Ray, because they don't have personas. So that is another way in which they're kind of held back compared to the rest of the party. Akihiko is decently fast, although he's... I forget if binds are based on luck or not. Well, I guess I can kind of give you back some semblance of your... I mean, I guess that'd probably be more useful than now, so though. Anyway, let's save and head back into the Labyrinth. Okay, let's go back in. I think I'll just cut to where I left off last time. Which was this room right here, where we previously had that cutscene. It's just a small, room of only 6 squares.
This way?
But, let's move on. And here we have...
It's a treasure box! I wonder if there's some delicious food inside.
I kind of wish that I'd actually took a few more steps before leaving last time, because we actually have the floor chest here. We can see how big the floor is. It's not really that large, but that will change later on. This floor overall is actually pretty simple in my opinion. It's kind of a breather after the end of the last dungeon.
There's
Really?
a rare enemy. Try to defeat it. Oh, it's the rare shiny.
Oh, and I think I forgot to equip sub-personas on people. So that's kind of a problem, actually. Yep, definitely forgot to equip sub-personas on people. Ah, that means I have no one with binds. This could end badly.
I missed? Take this.
That's probably gonna miss too.
Damn. I'm done warming up.
Yeah, everyone will just straight up spam attacks on them and just pray that we hit. This is why you want to make sure to equip your sub-personas before, well, that's also why.
Retreating.
But yeah, why you want to make sure that you equip your sub-personas before you go into the dungeon. Because now this is pointless. Completely wasted turn there.
Icus is unconscious.
And no one has any comment on that. Okay then. Oh, I actually do have the splashing ammo. Ow. Don't hit it again, please.
This. I missed.
Hit it!
The splash effect hit, but the regular attack didn't.
Akihiko-senpai lost a lot of health.
This is nothing.
The enemy escaped.
Let me guess, this guy's gonna escape too.
Hit it! Missed. Target lost. One enemy left.
Good.
The enemy escaped.
Yeah,
wearing them
thought
down.
so.
Then listen to our leader, okay?
Listening to the leader's not gonna help when the enemies just
They
run.
escaped.
So, rectifying that mistake right now, that was really stupid. Going to actually put personas on people. Actually, you're gonna get Incubus because you're the fastest here, even though your luck isn't that good. And Fuka gets Chimera. I do kind of want... You know what? I should probably put that on Aegis. There's a lot of good things on Natataishi, but I think I'll use Yaksini for now. Yaksini at least has more potential skills to learn. Anyway, after that fiasco, let's move on.
Well, that area looks suspicious. Maybe we should try looking around it.
So there's an event here.
Oh?
Oh!
So we get the Heartmark. This, I believe, is also something that will be relevant much later on, but not so much now.
There are two shadows. All right, let's go.
Okay, you guys are a lot easier. We'll just hammer you, and then... Guess I can just show off double shot. Yeah, this is much better now that we actually have personas. Yeah, and I technically could show the conditional drop on this thing now, but I want to wait until the side quest that introduces that mechanic.
Blue. Summoning persona. Target lost. Zen-kun and Rei-chan are paralyzed. Can they move? I feel all frizzy.
Me too.
It's interesting that any status ailments is shared by both of them.
What the?
I think I was trying to explain this earlier, but I never got the chance, but there's actually a lot of concept art of Zen and Rei that shows that in an early draft of their designs, they were actually physically bound together, like by scarves or by some other kind of item.
I believe that enemy is weak to fire. Yeah, I'm getting warmed up. Leave it to me.
Now, it's just kind of interesting seeing all of the early concepts for them.
Yay!
There we go.
Did it! All right, leader. We can always count on you.
Oh, that experience I missed out from those hands because I forgot to equip sub-personas.
Akihiko-senpai, are you all right? Your health's gone down quite a bit.
Well, I suppose Yukari can just go for a regular deer.
I have found a power spot. Let us go in that direction.
Well, we're already on it. Ride Rose. You know what? Risking an ambush now is not too bad. Oh, we actually got a good item out of it too. I think all the floors just say love too. Later on, Power Sport ambushes will get far, far worse, but here, they're not too bad.
There's
Whoa.
5 enemies. That's so many.
Put up your dukes.
I suppose I'll go for Healing Breeze now. We've already seen these enemies before, but never in these many numbers, so I might as well show this fight. I suppose I can go for Tentara Food here. Don't think Maraki's going to be that effective, but I guess because we've got SP to spare. I forgot what these things are weak to, actually. Let me just... Okay, the ones in the front are weak to electricity, so I can just go for a Thunderclap here. It's actually been almost a week since I recorded the last part of this dungeon, because I spent most of the rest of the time recording Persona 4 extra footage.
What the?
That's not good. He didn't get the bind piece. Now, I don't know if this is going to work on a lot of things, but... No, it hit more than half of them.
It's all mine.
I find Thunderclap usually one of the more useful of Zen and Ray's skills. There's also Cyclone, but that's, if there's only one enemy. Ah, yes, Kidney Smash. This is our introduction to attacks that do damage and also inflict debuff. In this case, it's lowering elemental attack power, which is a debuff that's not in the main Persona series, but probably is in Etrian Odyssey. Yeah, rule of thumb, if you see a mechanic in this game that, let's see if I can get a piercing shot in. If you see a mechanic in this game that is not in the regular Persona games, it's probably an Etrian Odyssey mechanic. I think you'll just keep using Thunderclap. Hopefully this one works.
What the?
Really? Ah, you finally figured out that someone on my party was weak to that. I was hoping you wouldn't.
Persona!
Well, there's the poison.
It's all mine.
Against basic enemies, that has a pretty decent chance of success, actually.
Let's go, Io!
Aha, you are weak to that, I thought so.
Whoa!
Well, at least being rocks, these things are as slow as you'd expect from rocks.
It is time.
However, I guess it's even slower than a rock. Oh, no one attack there.
4 enemies to go.
Good. Let's keep wearing them down.
Listen to our leader, okay?
So yeah, that, Healing Breeze effect kicks in after the all-out attack would, so we know that we didn't get an all-out attack because that happened. I suppose I can just go for Medea and you can keep spamming Thunderclap.
Here I go.
Kind of weird not to hear that kind of glass-shattering cutting every time Zen uses an attack, but he doesn't have a Persona, so he can't have that effect.
Palladian.
Speaking of which... Okay, now you better work this time, Hummer. There we go. I love how the Cupids actually shoot 3 arrows out of their bow at once. It kind of reminds me of Breath of the Wild, actually. Yeah, the multi-shot bows were pretty fun in that game, especially if you use them with explosive arrows.
3 enemies left. Let's see. What now?
So you have less health, but you are panicked, so I think it's a higher priority to get rid of the one that isn't panicked. Suppose you can just go that one, and then you'll just continue to spam Thunderclap. Oh, finally Hummer's decided to actually work.
Mine.
I hope we get a lot of experience from this fight. We really should. Will that redirect? Yes, it did redirect. Nice. However, that means Yukari's kind of wasting a Garu here. We are really not getting all out attacks in this fight.
That enemy's weakness is electricity. The battle continues.
Well, it's going to end this turn. You don't even need to go for Hummer here. This will probably finish it.
Well
There we
done.
go.
All right, leader.
Okay, that's a
We
nice
can
amount of
always count on
experience.
you.
And we're getting to the point of everyone being evenly leveled, which is nice. Oh, right, that was a scripted fight. Seemed like that. So, just playing, like, just doing regular battle tactics. Yeah, I find it weird they're giving us this kind of tutorial this late. You'll see that a lot in this dungeon. We get given a lot of tutorials on how things work that we really should have already figured out by now. And yeah, that is strength bind.
Of course.
So yeah, at this point, having both binds connect is kind of unlikely, but later on in the game we'll be getting skills that make it easier to apply 2 binds to an enemy at once.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've already been doing
I
that.
have a strange feeling about that wall. Can you go check it
And
out?
you should be too, hopefully. Yeah, there's another tutorial that comes a lot later in this dungeon that seems kind of weird because it's for something that,
There are
again,
3 shadows.
I really think that the
That's
player
one
should have
tough
figured
rock
out by
to
this
crack.
point. Oh, I think I just talked over a character having a unique comment on these rocks.
We could go for an all-out attack.
Finally get one of these!
Pour on the assault.
Took you long enough, game.
All finished.
And that means that we get, well, Persona and we get a finish bonus out of that. Yeah, because the all-out attacks are random, it's kind of hard to control when you get the finish bonus in this game, which is a little bit
Can't wait for the
unfortunate
next
when it comes
one.
to grinding. Akiko's really behind in levels, unfortunately. Seeing as he's pretty strong in this game, but fortunately, because he's horribly flanderized. This is one of the special doors, so if you see the 2 kissing on a door, that means we're about to get some awesome male GLaDOS dialogue.
This door's different from the other ones. There might be something inside.
This whole labyrinth is rather odd. There was that announcement earlier, too. Either way, there's no harm in being cautious. We're counting on you, leader.
So we don't actually need to be cautious here.
Let us go.
There's no battle, but instead we have this.
What the? We can't go this way.
There may be a trick to it, but it's also possible that this is an enemy trap.
Welcome, stray lambs. This is a selection room of destiny.
So, speak of the mysterious voice and it shall appear.
You again. Is this that finding your destined partner thing you were talking about?
Questions of destiny will be presented for you to answer with your intuition, or however you feel like. There will be multiple questions. Answer them all and you'll be united with your destined partner. Well then, let's get started. Question number 1. Does a difference in age or sex not matter as long as there is love?
So, this is the main gimmick of the dungeon, finally. Every time we see one of these doors, we'll get asked a question. As the voice says, these questions will lead to our destined partner in the end. So let me explain how this works. There is going to be a special scene at the end of this dungeon that has variants for every single party member, as well as all 4 Velvet assistants. And there are different variants for each protagonist, so yeah, there's a lot of potential scene variation at the end of this dungeon. I am not going to be showing all of it. I'll just be showing my favourite one per route, and that is just going to be one of each, plus 1 extra one for the P3 route because there's 2 P3 ones that I really like that I have a hard time deciding between. So, how do you go about controlling who you get? It turns out this whole question thing is deceptively simple. Every character has 1 question associated with them, and if you know about that character from their home game, it should be obvious what the quote-unquote correct answer is. As long as you've selected the correct answer for that character, that will be your destined partner at the end. It's that simple. All you have to do is wait for the question for the character you want to show up, and then answer it correctly. After you've done that, just intentionally answer every other question wrong. If you answer 2 people's questions correctly, I think there's a tiebreaker question at the end, but if you answer more than that, it seems to just pick randomly from my experience. So, this can be any member in the party regardless of gender, but this first question is all about which gender you get. So, as sort of homophobic as it sounds, I am going for a female character here, so I have to say the first thing. You might think that if you say the second option here, they will get the option of both. No, if you choose the second option, you will only get the guys. Trust me, I tested that off screen. So, Gary Stu obviously is going to answer this.
Are you absolutely sure?
I know, right?
So some characters will comment on certain answers, and that does give you a bit of a hint as to which characters the questions were for, though in this case it wasn't really doing it because we can't get Yosuke on this path.
Seems we only need to answer the question to open the door.
Oh, so if we keep going on, I'll finally find my destined princess!
It would be foolish to proceed separately. I yield all of these questions to our leader.
So yes, Mitsuru, you sure that's a good idea? You just gave the whole control of the destined partner thing over to Gary Stu. And he's really gonna enjoy it.
What about me? What about my search for Miss Right?
Sorry, but that's not happening.
In any case, we've learned how to proceed, so let us move on.
And you still need to step on every tile in these rooms. These rooms actually look pretty cool, though. So yeah, I like to mark them with a yellow door. There's always, I think there's 2 of these on this floor, but the later floors have more. Oh great, the spikes are back. So people like to mark them as just a different color of floor, which I guess makes more sense, but I personally like to just go the extra mile and just put actual spike-looking marks on the map. We do have some more shortcuts, though. Fortunately, this field of spikes isn't all that big. And more tiles we'll have to come back to.
Oh, a treasure box. What should we do?
I was thinking for a second, oh hey, we have 2 paths to take here, but no, one of them just leads straight to a treasure chest. Okay, that I believe is female armor. And that's pretty solid, so I might as well give that to Yukari. You know, always good to give the healer durable armor. Even when it's the high cut armor, which was actually the best armor that my female characters had access to for quite a while in Persona 3, much to Gary Stu's obvious delight. So yeah, as you can see, the 2 figures on the door are facing away from each other here. That means it's just a normal door. If they're moving into Kiss,
Hey now.
then it's a special door, or a question door. And we're about to be introduced to the FOE of this dungeon, one of them at least. Yep, we have deranged cupids.
Yeah.
Well, Yukari's experienced with that kind of thing. These ones, think of them more like stationary turrets. They rotate around in place. For every step you take, they just spin around. However, because they're archers, we don't want to be in a direct line with them.
Whoa! Ooh-hoo-hoo.
And does that count? Yeah, I'm going to count that. So, there is the FOE there.
Uses Oiken Eidolon confirmed.
There's actually a mark here that says FOE, and I like to put it on them just so that when I leave the dungeon, the mark is still there. And then I can go ahead and mark their lines of fire in red.
That enemy is rare.
Well, you guys are back.
Oh, it's the rare shiny.
Again. Still love that line. Okay. Suppose I can go for a double shot. Now I finally have Scarecrow, which is good. Actually, wait a minute. You have Kurumpa as well. You have Tintarafu. I might as well go for that. It has a less chance of hitting each one individually, but overall, there's a high chance that I'll get at least one of them. Ah, yes. So I was completely wrong earlier on in the game, and I was like, oh, there's no message for Swordbreaker activating. Oh, no, the game directly tells you Swordbreaker activating. I must not have guessed that, but yeah, that is totally true, and I'm feeling the same I did earlier. Well, I got the one that I wanted to hit at least.
mine.
Well, at least the splash effect is affected by panic.
Persona.
You did 1 damage even with a critical? I guess upgrading weapons is Probably a good thing.
Senpai lost a lot of health.
There's kind of a reason why I haven't upgraded my weapons on Yukari yet at this point, and that's because we'll be getting a weapon later on in this dungeon that I definitely need to heal up for. We'll be getting a weapon later on in this dungeon that is for Yukari, and let's just say it's kind of more useful overall for her, I find. It doesn't really do a lot of damage. Did I just hit through a massive evasion? I did, wow. All hail Gary Stu, I guess.
All right, leader.
There we go,
Almost
that's
count on
more like
you.
it.
It looks like your persona's gotten stronger.
Well, that made up for the failure
An
earlier.
increase in my persona's power is confirmed.
Death count is not quite as good for Lynx as Death Chaser. But at least it's...
Persona's definitely improving.
And there we go. You have learned Impure Reach. One of the best skills in the game. Never ever delete that from Incubus, by the way. You'll regret it later.
This is rough. Could someone heal me?
Well, I guess Yukari will. But yes, like I said, never ever delete that skill once you've learned it on Incubus. You'll massively regret it later if you do. Okay, it's gonna... You do have to be careful that you're not accidentally running into these things. But now that I've explored this full area, I can mark out its range like that. Still need to step on that square, though. And now we have escaped the wrath of the deadly Cupid Archer. Or have we? In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and show what happens if you get shot by this thing, because here is probably the safest environment to do so.
Oh no! You can't seem to move straight.
What?
No, man.
Jeez.
So, great shades of the Ashley fight in World of Light, we now have not just reverse controls, but kind of randomized reverse controls. Basically, all your controls just kind of go all over the place whenever you're shot with one of these arrows. It fades away in a few steps, but that's often enough time for you to end up accidentally walking into the FOE, so that's its main goal. There is a much more dangerous variant of this FOE later on in the dungeon that's a little more direct in what its arrows do, but this one can still be annoying in the right circumstances.
Huh?
Yes, that weird deranged Cupid thing is having tea. Oh well, that's a callback to the first dungeon on the P4 route. And he's already drunk it.
What the hell?
You is just pretty weird in general.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully these do not appear to be drugged. Let's drink it. Really? Wow. That kind of reminds me of Birdie Bot's every flavor beans, except they're probably not quite as disgusting as the smelt flavored ice cream.
C'est magnifique.
I don't think anyone here is as strange as you.
No, damn it!
Blue Monster Tea would admittedly be pretty cool. You know, I wonder if it's a brand in Monstropolis. Yes, I have been recently playing Kingdom Hearts 3. So yeah, we actually recover a bit from that tea set. Which means we're probably fit to keep exploring the dungeon. Though, it is always the question of, why the heck is there a door
There are 3 shadows. Full power. I await your orders.
There we go. Yeah, it's always a question of do you go on or do you cut your losses and save? Because, yeah, we don't really have any decent shortcuts back here. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have done that. I had Yukara use fire that turn, and now she's going to get boost. Yeah, it's always important to make sure you plan out your turn order.
It's all mine.
There's yet no boost out of that. You always got to pay attention to which characters are faster than which others. Well, that's not going to do much for Aegis. But yeah, elemental attack down is going to decrease the attack of your elemental physical skills as well as your magical ones. I will say, having played more of the P4 route, I really appreciate having a faster protagonist.
All right, leader. We can always count on you.
Definitely helps a lot, especially when using status and instant death skills.
Let's go.
Well, we actually did see them earlier, so I don't know why you're commenting now.
Leader.
So, this is kind of funny. When I first saw this option, I thought that selecting this option would perk him up because it's a reference to him having a nurse fetish, which is a thing in Persona 4 Arena. But actually, if you say this, it never really brings that up.
I see.
Huh?
Please tell me that you haven't been reading Yosuke's, research materials. Oh, but actually, no, this is a nice callback to Persona 3, because, yeah, at Gekkoukan High School, you went to the nurse's office to increase your courage. Yeah, it does sound pretty terrifying.
Well, anyway.
Funny thing is, you guys have actually met the guy, the Persona 4 cast, I mean, they've actually met the guy who runs that nurse's office. And he told them some pretty interesting information.
Yes.
What's this?
Woohoo.
I love Aegis' deadpan woohoo voice clip.
Thank you.
And that actually unlocks a request. Now that we're here...
I found a pea spot.
The sadistic choice. In order to get that P spot, we actually have to step on the spikes. However, also random mention of that umbrella just floating in space there. I think I'm actually going to be leaving this labyrinth soon, so I might as well take this. 2 more spikes there. And now I have to step on the non-spike tiles. Again, we're going to be leaving this place soon, so maybe it's not a bad idea to just step on all the spikes in the room.
I am about to run out of energy. I request emergency maintenance.
Yep, that's how quickly you run out of SP by stepping on spikes, so you see why I don't step on them unless I'm planning to leave the labyrinth.
I am about to run out of energy. I request emergency maintenance.
Tomorrow we'll be getting that emergency maintenance soon. In fact,
We may be able to break through the wall ahead. Open fire.
Oh, there's a spike there. Map that in before. Yeah, I think it doesn't look like we've explored a lot of the map, but we actually kind of have, so I think now's a good time to head back. Because we just unlocked a new request from the nurse's office, so next time we go into the labyrinth, we can actually take that one. I think I might sell everything now, though. No, also the Heartmark. Yeah, this is the exact same reaction he gave to the white rose that we found in the previous dungeon. So we need to find one item like this from every dungeon, and then we'll be able to get something special out of it. But for now, I'm just going to sell my stuff. Okay, we can now buy ointments. Actually, that's not bad. Restores 100 HP to one ally. It's crazily more expensive than the 50 HP recovery, though. Wow, that is... I mean, it could be useful in emergency situations where you desperately need 100 HP, but... seriously, what a ripoff! 50 yen for 50 HP, or 800 yen for 100. I don't see why, like, if you're just randomly exploring, this is so much more cost efficient. It's just, incredibly stupid. Kind of reminds me of why they eventually nerfed Hyper Potions in Pokemon, because they were so much more cost efficient than Max Potions, it was just insane. At least until you got a certain amount of HP, but this is even more ridiculous than that. But anyway, enough complaining about the items on offer at Theodore's shop. I will see you again for more of the Group Date Cafe next time.